My husband and my sister spend too much time together. Later, my husband confessed to the terrible. 8 months ago, my sister, 28F, returned to our town after a decade away. She had left for college and never returned, causing us to grow apart. We barely spoke, and I hadn't seen her in person for 4 years. I've been married to my husband, 29M, for 3 years, and we've been together for 8. My sister has only met him twice during our relationship. He's a reserved man who only opens up around me and a few close friends. When my sister struggled to find work, I asked my husband if he could help her secure a job at his company, as they work in the same industry. Now, they work in the same department. Lately, my husband has been distant, though he insists that nothing is wrong when I ask. During our family's Christmas meal, he initially tried to avoid attending, which was unusual for him. After some persuasion, he joined us. Throughout the evening, my sister and my husband engaged in deep conversations, seemingly ignoring everyone else. I noticed that every time I approached them, they would startle a bit, and when I asked what they were talking about, they'd always say it was a work project close to the deadline. Their behavior left me feeling uneasy, but what really bothered me was when he got up to get another drink. She was sitting in a chair near the kitchen door, so he had to pass by her. As he walked past, she reached out her hand towards him, and he caressed her palm and lightly held her fingers. She looked up at him with a big smile, and he nodded at her. After he was out of sight, she turned her head towards me and smirked. During dinner, there was a main dining table and a smaller one that could seat 4 people. She chose to sit at the side table away from everyone else. I took my plate and sat at the main table, but he sat down at the side table with her. I offered him a seat next to me, but he insisted on staying where he was. I decided to join them, and they went from actively talking to each other to just sitting in silence while we ate. Later, I asked him about the hand-touching incident, and he said it was just a high five. When I expressed my doubts, he stuck to his story. I've never had any reason to suspect him of cheating, but this situation has me feeling on edge. I've been debating with myself whether to investigate further. Another thing that bothers me is that he doesn't engage as strongly when we talk. His responses are always short and lighthearted. However, with her, they were having intense conversations where he seemed completely engrossed in what she was saying and gave her detailed responses. Does this sound suspicious to you? There were several instances where they were both on their phones texting at the same time and occasionally glancing at each other. It might be nothing, but after everything else, it made me feel uneasy. Update. Following my initial post on a Tuesday, I had proposed a weekend getaway to my husband. We ventured to a cabin in the mountains where we were out of cell phone range. I had arranged this deliberately, seeking his undivided attention. The first night was wonderful, and I almost managed to push aside my concerns about my sister. However, the next morning, as we cooked breakfast together, he seemed unusually quiet. I suggested taking a stroll, which he agreed to. Upon reaching the lake, we found some large rocks to sit on. We both settled on the same rock and sat in silence for what felt like an eternity. Summoning my courage, I broached the subject of my worries about my sister and him. His face turned pale as he confessed to being in love with my sister. He explained that it all began because of their shared interests in the amount of time they spent together at work, more than he did with me at home. He expressed how he felt that he could talk to her about anything, and it never grew old. He admitted to starting a physical affair in October and an emotional affair in June, after working with her for a couple of months since the end of April. He apologized for hurting and betraying me. When I asked him what he wanted to do, he confessed that as painful as it would be for me to hear, he was no longer in love with me. The most excruciating moment was when he said that the depth of his feelings for her made him realize that he had never felt that way about me, even at the height of his love for me. He insisted that there was no comparison and that it didn't feel right for him to remain married to me. We have decided to part ways amicably, but I must admit that my heart is broken. Both my husband and my sister have taken transfer jobs to a different city, and my husband has generously offered to let me keep the house. However, I declined the offer as the house holds too many memories of him and us. We have divided our finances, and he is giving me more money than he is taking. We are preparing to list the house for sale, and I have been busy packing and taking care of various tasks such as painting. He assured me that I could keep the entire amount from the sale of the house. New carpeting/flooring is scheduled for tomorrow, and the movers are coming this afternoon. I have found a small house for myself to start afresh, but I know it will take some time for me to heal from this heartbreak, On the other hand, my sister is not handling the situation as gracefully as my husband. She seems to be gloating about it. She even accidentally sent me a photo of both of them where she looks ecstatic because she feels she has won him away from me. She changed her profile photo to a picture of her taking a smug selfie while he is kissing her forehead. It was very hurtful. I decided to unfollow her on TikTok because she has been posting videos and photos of them together, some of which are from months ago, and it just pains me to see them. I asked my husband if he could please talk to her about it, but so far nothing has changed. As a result, I have taken a break from social media, except for Reddit. My mother seems to be favoring my sister's side, claiming that she's not posting those things to hurt me and that my sister deserves to be happy. She believes it's my fault for looking and that I need to stop being so petty. On the other hand, my father has chosen to remain neutral and has expressed his desire to stay out of it. While he acknowledges that what my sister did wasn't right, he still considers her his daughter. He has assured me that he won't accept their relationship and that he is here for me for whatever I need, but he won't be in the middle of this. I respect his decision, as I can imagine it's not an easy position for him to be in. How do you like the story, my friend? Write your opinion in the comments. Let's get 1,000 subscribers on this channel together. Love you.